guys, DP Tennis with a tip of the day. First of all, I want to say thank you once again for over 650,000. Yes, we had 650,000 accounts on all platforms. Thanks for all the support. TikTok, Facebook, X, YouTube, and of course, Instagram. What you guys have been liking the most, what I'm seeing, of course, drop your comments still on the type of content that you guys want personally, but what I've been seeing the most, you like the tennis strategy, okay? So we're gonna stay on that same line of tennis strategy. We may differ a little bit, but once again, if it's working, I teach all my players that if it's not broke, why would you fix it, okay? It makes perfect sense. Bring it a little bit closer, guys. All right, but yeah, so if it's not broke, why fix it? So let's stay along the lines of tennis strategy, okay? I've been giving you guys strategy the last 2 days. This is totally free information. I get asked so much, how do I win more matches? Doubles and singles. I've been on a singles run, so let's just kind of keep it singles. But I will give you a quick double strategy, okay? So kind of have your mindset, of course, doubles, traditional doubles. You have one player back, you have one player up at the volley. Of course, you can have that player back as well. Let's talk about traditional doubles where that player is up. I'm playing the forehand side if my forehand is my strength and my net person is there. Okay, of course, they should be moving around at all times to make sure the other opponent is always uneasy. I love teaching my net players that, okay? Always stay moving. As a player in general, stay moving, but a net player, it's really the mental, like, psych out thing, okay? So definitely net players, or tell your partner, your buddy, to try it and watch how that works immediately. Whether you can volley or not, you will see tremendous results. But a typical thing, so the safest shot in tennis is what? Of course, cross court. That's in every shot in tennis, but when it comes to doubles, why is cross court so much more valuable? Because you are dodging a net person that will be up at the net there, if that makes sense, okay? So, not only am I playing a full view. I know you guys want the full view long video. All right, guys. Also, I don't want to cut you off, but the watch hours, we've been getting from 13 to 20 watch hours per day, every day. So just do the math on that, but let's keep that going. Matter of fact, let's double and triple that today. I want 40 hours of watch time, okay? So thanks for sharing, thanks for watching. I'm pretty sure it's valuable. Regardless, back to the tip. So, you know, the lowest part of the net is in the middle. While we go cross court, because it's the safest shot. If you want to stay neutral, stay safe, hit aggressive still, I'm not saying it's the easiest shot. It's the easiest shot on the court because down the line is the highest. You can measure it. And the middle is the lowest. So the easiest shot to make would be a cross court shot or down the middle shot through the middle. Why do I not want to hit down the middle in doubles? Because the net person can easily step over and what? Poke. Something you should also do. If that ball crosses your plane, especially to a strong side, definitely take that ball. But so weaker side is really close still to help your partner out. If you can, just make that shot. If you can't, make sure they know they can get that ball and they can move accordingly, okay? But back to the point of the doubles, stay in cross court, don't want to break that lane. Net players, stay moving, get your opponent off guard. Singles, stay cross court just for a consistent shot, neutral, maybe down the middle for singles. Doubles, never down the middle because you have that net person. Now, in doubles, you want to not only dodge the net person who will be in front of me, but also keep it short court to the point where it's not so much short angle. If you get a short ball, maybe you can run them off of the court. Other than that, they may step up and go down the line on your opponent. So still think deep and still think really cross court, meaning they may give a short ball to your opponent, which you want. They can step over and do the same thing, or you can keep playing it back cross court until somebody makes that miss, and that's the name of the game. Go back cross court, somebody goes short, your net person steps over, volleys, or you come up, go down the line, or go short angle, and you push the net and get aggressive. Once again, it's not about winners, it's about making your opponents miss balls, feel uncomfortable. If you can hit a winner in the process, great. So, two strategies. One, the primary doubles. Keep it cross court away from your opponent if you're playing the traditional doubles where the opponent, your net person, is up and that net person is up. But honestly, it doesn't really matter where their net person is. You can kind of play the strategy different off of that, meaning more short balls, meaning you can kind of open the court up more down the middle because you don't have that person pretty much guarding that line of, hey, I'm at the net, it crosses, I take it. If they're both back, you got kind of more open court to kind of get open, so it's not as bad. But if they're there, I love keeping that window really cross court so they cannot make a play on that ball. So once again, if they're both back, you can kind of open the court up, have a different strategy, but this strategy in particular is about keeping it cross court when you're playing dubs to stay from the net person, and then telling your net person to always stay active, ready to go to make any kind of volley or any kind of poach. And a poach is where you step over and intercept the ball when the ball's coming to your opponent or across the net. Just say your opponent because it is an interception. Interception is when something is going to one party and it gets touched or deflected by another party. In this case, it'll be your partner deflecting the ball against them, or it could be your opponent taking your ball that was meant for your actual player at the back that you wanted to go cross court to, if that makes sense. All right, so part 3 tip for doubles when it comes to your serve. All right, so typically when you're playing doubles, you gotta keep moving it. But when you're playing doubles, typically you stand more towards the doubles alley to serve. Why do you do that? To get more angle, and you can take that angle off of the court and get more wide because you have more room to squeeze that shot. And I don't have to cover this part of the net or this part of the court because I have a net person. The only thing I could worry about if they get lost and I have to go over, and I would yell, another tip, switch. It crosses your opponent's head, your partner's head, and you switch, they move in your spot, and you yell switch. But regardless of that, I'm taking this serve from here. Get a short angle. Off the court. Now, another good serve you can do for doubles, and I love it, whether you're standing in the middle or still to that angle, because you can do two things with it. If I'm way off to the angle and I'm not going out wide, and I go down the middle still, not only are they thinking, oh, he got so much ankle, he can go out wide, he's probably not going down the middle. Once again, you mix it up so they can't even pick it anyway, but what does going middle can do? As in, all right, so you go down the middle of the box, body serve and doubles. You can get that short ball and one. You may get the short ball to get offensive and give your partner a ball next, or they could get that initial short ball and just take the poach and put it away, because when it comes at the bottom or in the middle, they don't have much angle to make back going cross court, and they may get jammed and once again hit it to your partner. Your partner can what? Poach and end the point, okay? Very, very key. Another thing we don't talk about a lot, coaches said, players said, but we don't really harp on it. It's not about the actual strategy. It's a bonus tip. It's not about the cross court. It's not about the poaching. It's not about the net person. It's about when you're hitting a ball, whether you're serving, hitting a volley, hitting a ground stroke, how much are you keeping the head through contact? How important is it? If you watch the pros play, you would get about 90%, and you can watch them fully. Some take their head off, of course, but the thing about it is the more you do the right thing, the more you will get the right results. So if you don't think Roger Federer is watching the ball as he hits through it probably 90 out of 100 times, you're absolutely wrong. Does he do it 100? Probably not, maybe in practice. So what does that mean? What do you do in practice, it translates to a match, but the more you do it in practice, it translates more. When you play exactly the same way you do in practice, typically not. It's a very, very low occasion of that. But you practice the same way you do in a match in practice, so you can trickle some of those things down subconsciously to the point where you don't have to think. But in matches, the actual pressure, the live play, it holds a different weight on you. Once again, when you be a completely different player, maybe starting out, but now when you actually get to the point where, okay, it's subconsciously in me, the muscle memory is building, I have the strategy. So now it's more about the nerves, playing through it, and actually feeling this type of pressure, okay, guys? And that comes from CT. Court time. The more court time you get, and I would say live match play, it starts to trickle down, and it would not be so difficult to actually play and do the same thing that you would in a practice. Now, if you practice poorly or really halfway, half-tail, I know it's good, keep it PG, but you don't practice it fully, do you think you're going to play the same way in a match? Absolutely not. Can you go out there and still play good? Absolutely yes. But the actual percentages, and tennis is what? A percentage sport. The percentage is lower that you're going to play the same way or better in the actual match, guys, okay? But back to the watching the ball through. When you're in practice, you're doing drop beats, you're doing serve. Look at my head through contact versus the wrong thing. I'm going to show you the right thing first. A lot of coaches always say the wrong thing. Head through contact. watching the ball, okay? That's the right thing. I didn't have the perfect body, but I watched the ball still through contact. Wrong would be how I kind of looked up. Once again, can you miss a shot watching the ball and being clean? Absolutely, yes. But does it ensure more effective shots and a more cleaner shot if you're watching the ball throughout contact on any stroke that you take place in? Yes, it will help you. For example, again, watching the ball through contact, I'm not even gonna pick my head up until the ball is gone. Once again, I'm gonna watch the ball through contact. I'm not gonna pick my head up until the ball is gone and travel. All right, so even though I said that on the first shot, I still picked my head up and I got tight, and that caused me to miss that shot. The second shot, I was more loose, and I did keep my head down, and that's why I made that shot. But once again, I didn't miss the first ball because I did not watch it through. That's one reason. The other reason was being tight and having the constricted muscles. And at one point, I got there, and my face was slightly open. So to fix that, if you ever get tight in your matches, is another bonus tip. You have to be completely relaxed to the point you feel like a noodle. And of course, you may say, "Oh, coach, I feel like a noodle. I'm just gonna hit the ball anywhere and do things like this." When you're starting out and you can't control the looseness, yes, but when you're going through the motion just quick in the same way and you're contacting the ball still there, you're not gonna miss that ball because you're gonna apply the spin. You have the right contact. Everything is there. You just still must stay neutral, soft, and relaxed through the whole process. So, working on it again. We're doing drop these, watch it. Again, we're just watching the ball, going through the ball, watching the clean contact, and it's really, really simple when you're completely relaxed. It's no constricted muscles, it's no tightness, it's no misses. The more relaxed you can be, the better you will play and the more efficient you will play once you also learn the strategy that you want and the technique that you want. You have to think, when you see players like Roger Federer, anybody that you see plays really, really graceful, it's not that they're playing graceful and they're just doing it so good, it's that they're played so long, the muscle memory of it is already there, so it's not much thought, it's only just subconscious movements. So at that point, you're more worried about actually staying out there fitness-wise, the actual mental and the actual strategy, the actual pressure of the match play. Those things come into place when you get that far in the process. So it's all levels too, and I help all levels get better. Got so many ebook purchases. If you're any level like a 2-5 and you want to go 3-0, 3-5, 4-0, 4-5, work with all levels, the link is in the bio to work with me online when it comes to fitness or training. I have ebooks to make you more consistent, get your game started, a 5-lesson course. I also have an add-on. You can work with me personally for a whole year. The link is in the bio. All the platforms are on, sorry, not the platforms, but all the platforms are online, but I have X, like I said, Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram. YouTube, I just started doing videos every day, like a TV channel. You can just pretty much hit it, turn it on, and look at me like TV, guys. I'm giving the most, I think, free content of any coach, and that's on brag or boast. And I'm dropping every single day free content from just years and years of knowledge. Quick background, I did play college tennis. I was 44 in the nation, but I also was on the court with the #1 player from Jamaica at 14. College players, D1 from Alcorn at 14. So just seeing that level of ball, understanding the actual expertise at that young level of just 14, 13, and seeing it 15, it just made me so well-rounded. And I saw so many things traveling throughout the world that I can just give back nonstop. The information I have is like endless, limitless. I just speak it, so I don't edit much because it's just all there. And the confidence and the conviction that I have in everything I say just always works. It's always true. That's why it's so easy to say it, so easy to do it. I'm just so happy and so proud I could really give you guys all of this and still be doing what I have to do. Yes, sir. And it's just so good because once again, thank you for the 600,000 accounts, all platforms. Without you guys, I would be anything. If you love the channel, if you love everything you're watching, subscribe. If you don't have to. And share with a tennis player. After you watch the video, just DM me, send a comment, subscribe, saying, "Hey coach, my UTR went up. Hey coach, my USTA ranking went up. Hey coach, I won this match. Hey coach, I had a better season." Those things really make me happy, and I can promote those things and show other people that these tips are working because I know personally they are. Have a great day, guys. DPT. Gone. DP Tennis.